Residual launches today. In fact, it should be available right now on PC and Nintendo Switch. So I'm not sure why you're watching the video. I'm glad you're watching the video, but you should be playing the game on either your PC or your Switch. But you can at least download it as we jump into the intro, and then I'll talk a little bit about Residual. How did we get to this point? What happens, and a little bit of here and there, a couple of details and informations and answers to a couple of questions. And it's launch day. Residual is now available on PC and Switch. Go play it. So there's not a huge amount of things that I still need to cover about this game, I think. Let's face it, if you check the playlists on this channel, there's a making of Residual, 44 episodes, that's 44 weeks of talking about Residual and showing the development from start, well, almost the start, all the way to this, the current build, the current release, the version that's available now on Switch and PC. Just in case I hadn't mentioned that before, you can get this game now on PC or on Switch. Couple of questions and couple of things I need to say. The Xbox version, the PlayStation version, they are still coming. We already have an Xbox and PlayStation version up and running. That's not the problem, but we couldn't get them through all the checking and certification and all those things on time. We would have to either rush it or delay the release of Residual, but we had a bunch of things planned for the release, and to be honest, I'm still an indie game developer. I haven't released a game in over a year. I needed to release a game or Orangepixel stops existing. So this game had to just be released. The Xbox and PlayStation version are still coming. It's gonna be, I think, early 2022 or so, in a couple of months, because we can't be releasing it in the middle of the holiday season, because there will probably be a huge amount of bigger releases. So I will try to avoid that and go a little bit after that. Hopefully we have some interesting information on both those platforms. Not sure yet, we're working on something. Let's see if that happens. But Xbox, PlayStation, they are coming. Honestly, I also think that PC and Switch are the main interesting platforms for my kind of games, or the games I make. My audience is mostly on PC and Switch, and of course on mobile. I know a lot of people keep asking about the mobile version. Right now, no plans. I haven't looked at it yet, because this has been such a big task getting it to run on consoles and PC and getting it all ready for releasing, that also doing a mobile version is just would just have been terrible. I'm not even sure the game runs on mobile, so that's gonna be interesting. I'll look into those things next year somewhere maybe, but please get it on PC or console. That's the sure thing. That's where it's available. This might be my first game not on mobile. I don't know just yet. We'll have to see. So those are the first couple of important things on where to get the game. And in case you didn't know it, it's now available on PC and Switch. Just putting it out there. Another thing of interest, if you sign up to my newsletter on this link, also it's going to be in the description, a bunch of links probably. If you sign up to that right now, you get a free copy of the Residual manual. I've been making this manual for Kickstarter backers, but came to the conclusion that only a handful of Kickstarter backers had this reward or picked this reward. And it's such a great manual that I wanted to give it to more people and make sure that more people have a use for this, and that the manual is actually more, it's just more out there. So if you want the manual, it has the backstory to the game with a little spoiler alert, because you might not want to read it unless you've already played the game. Sorry, messages go away. Where was I? All right, backstory. It also has all the instructions that you well, if you've been a gamer in the 90s or 80s, those manuals were just install instructions. They are in this manual. Of course, they make less sense because it's just install on Steam, click, link, install, plus, play, whatever. There's also a little note-taking session, but for that you'll need to print the manual. Besides that, it explains, well, your standard gear that you start the game with, and a bunch of things that are hard to fit in a game, but work very well in a manual. So check it out. It also has some great artwork that's only used there by Nathan Haragoshi in the Discord, who did a bunch of art for it and a little bit more, but I can't talk about that just yet. So check it out, sign up to the newsletter and get a free manual to the game. And finally, that leaves me with Kickstarter rewards. They should all be fulfilled by now. If you have not received your digital copy, a Steam key or a Switch key, contact me as soon as possible. You'll know how, either through the Kickstarter website or the Discord or my email. I'm probably gonna be swimming in messages and things like that. So forgive me if it takes a little bit of time to reply, but we'll get it fixed as soon as possible. All the other rewards were already handled. If you've missed out on those, sorry, Kickstarter notification system, there have been messages everywhere, there have been surveys. Sorry, it's been there. Just contact me if you really think you didn't get what you expected, and then we'll talk about it. So I think that's it. I have a list of stuff I wanted to talk about right here, and those were the main things. Wow, yeah. It's just been a crazy ride. Hang on, I just need to give some extra light to myself. It's been a... Sorry for all the noise. It's been a crazy ride getting this game released. It started with a prototype I wrote in 2017 and then left it because I did other games. Came back to that prototype, figured I could make it a lot better, and the whole concept behind the prototype. That started Residual, had something up and running in a few weeks time, then did the Kickstarter for the first time, doing a Kickstarter. That was a weird month just promoting a Kickstarter about a game that's not ready yet. And after that Kickstarter, came in contact with Apogee, who was returning as a publisher in the PC and console scene, or whatever you want to call it. So I hooked up with Apogee for that, first time doing a publisher on any of my games, and then created the biggest game I've created so far. One of my dream projects. I've always tried to do something like this, and now I actually made that game, which is amazing, and it's now available on PC and Switch. Just putting it out there. Anyway, what's next? I'll wait for the dust to settle on the release. There will be stuff, and there will maybe, of course, there's always little bugs and things that need fixing. So I'm waiting for all that feedback coming in. Then we'll fix those bugs, and then I'll hopefully be able to push some updates, new content. Let's not forget, the game now has one galaxy playable, which is 125 planets. There's a lot more galaxies out there with very different planets, and I can add features to those galaxies that are not in the standard galaxies. For example, right now every planet has the same amount of gravity. What if we change that? It was very difficult to implement that for the main game because it does make certain planets very interesting and hard to survive on. But for extra galaxies we can go crazy. Maybe a planet full of lava or whatever, and those type of things can be done. That's all updates. That depends on how well this game does, obviously, because if it doesn't do very well, it's going to be hard putting in a lot of extra work and time into a game that doesn't really sell. But we'll have to find a balance. Like Space Grunts 2, one of my last bigger games, I pushed updates for 21 weeks, I think, or something along those lines. So it's very likely there will be some updates to Residual at some time. So go get the game, play it, enjoy it. And while you're playing the game, I'll just continue working on Regulator City, my next game. Already very far in development of that one. Check the channel for all those videos. More to come on that game, probably next week. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below or help by on Discord. And of course, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week as we work on the next game. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.